Good morning, good afternoon, guten tag, whatever it may be, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests. Welcome back to Mature Racing Club's Gran Turismo Touring Car Championship, and we're back with the guys and gals of the Elite 2 lobby. Alright, so you'll have seen the races from last week from Willow Springs and Fuji. This is race number 3. As you can see on the screen there, we're at Sardegna, road track A in reverse. So it's a track that not a lot of us will have driven, but it was a really fun track actually, other than the fact that it would never get FIA approval in a million years. This circuit will kill you if you even go so far as even thinking about getting a corner wrong, as I learned, which you may have seen. Right, so let's just flick through the grid, introduce you to the drivers. So first driver on the grid you wouldn't have seen last week. This is Adey G, gentleman from Greece, a very fast lad as well. I was in a practice lobby with him, and to be fair, he's fast enough to be in Fusion. So I think he's just it's his first season, so he'll prove himself in here, and then he'll get redistributed if he needs to be, but he's going to be driving the Lamborghini. Right, starting off on pole, J Wills 123 in the Mustang. We've seen J Wills be very capable in the first 2 races, so let's see if he puts that sort of trend forward. Audi Ferry in the NSX. Again, didn't have the greatest run of races last week, so with a third on the grid here, we'll be looking for better results. For Buki, we know he's very capable. The Subaru's not a bad car around this track. Not the best though, but it's not bad. Thundercat, he missed out last week, so he's in the Subaru as well. Thundercat will be familiar with from our Infinity GT Manufacturer Series videos that we did a few weeks ago. So he'll be driving the Subaru today, and we'll be keeping an eye on him. Rear wheel 72 man in the Nissan GTR. GTR was pretty much a one-make race in Fusion. We were pretty much all in GTRs. It's just the way it went. Shell Shock, our American cousin, in the TT. The TT should go very well down these long straights. The fastest lap in I want to say the fastest lap in Fusion was set in our TT, the only TT that was in the room. I think, I might be wrong. Shadowhunter in the GTR there as well. Don Dotter, he's starting 9th in this one in the Megane. Dixon down in 10th. Not like Dixon, is quite a fast chap, so whether he just had a bit of a piss poor qualifying or what, I don't really know. But down in 10th for Dixon. Adey G, you remember, kind of had a bit of a boring time last time out. He had a bit of an off at Willow Springs, and I think he false started at Fuji, so he's kind of on his own a lot. So hopefully we can see this lad a little bit more. Scooby in the GTR as well. Big Baz GTR as well. Chris Mack has said to me that he's not had the best race, so we'll just have to see how that goes. So I've not seen any of this. I'm not really spending too much time prepping for these videos. I'm just sort of jumping in on it. If this is your sort of thing, I'm going to whack a few links in the description below to a few other lads that I know do commentary for the same series. So Peter Keen's one of them. He covers a league that he races for. He does them in a very similar style to this, where he just streams the replay. I was actually watching them today, quite good. Adey G obviously does the coverage for my league, and there might be a few others that I'll dot up just to sort of hopefully get some views out there. So check them out after you've watched this if you're still in the mood for it. Well, let's get on with this. So 30-minute race, as you'll be familiar with. We've got tyre wear on as well, so some cars may choose to pit, some may go for the no stop. We will see. Run down to T1. Fraught with danger as it is, everyone seemed to get a good start there, apart from Shell Shock. Adey G looks to have got away well. He has disappeared there. The TT GT got off to a very poor start, as it always does. Nicolaides down to third already. J Wills and who's that? Fabuki got great starts on out first and second respectively. Down into T2 then, the first big braking zone. Let's see if everyone makes this one cleanly. Yes, they do so far. A few cars side by side, but that's absolutely fine. Dixon up to 10th as you can see, so up to 8th as you can see there, sorry. Shadowhunter's down to 9th, so he's not had a great start. He's tucked up behind Dixon at this minute in time. Adey Ferry running in 6th, rear wheel 72 in 5th. Thundercat's off to a good start, he's in 4th place. Chasing down Nicolaides. Just heard a little bit of screeching as everyone through. Looks like Adey Ferry got that a little bit wrong. What we will do throughout this one, we'll try and find someone to just jump on board with for a lap, and I'll talk you through a lap of Sardegna because it's very peculiar. It's probably the right way. Thundercat's coming under a bit of pressure from rear wheel 72 man. It goes very, very close to the apex. I think rear wheel's gonna probably get this done. Under braking down here. Let's see. The GTR's pretty good in its brakes. Thundercat hangs in there, good on Thundercat. Dixon up to 6th, and he's had a great first lap, up 4 places. Shadowhunter's following him through. A couple of his victims trailing in behind. Adey Ferry we saw down to 10th, and yeah, he's fighting with Chris Mack at the minute. Chris Mack just didn't get a great exit to that corner. Dixon's going to look to go down his inside. Dondotto and Shadowhunter. Still scrapping a little bit. Right, turn 1 then. This is where many lives were claimed, especially in my lobby. Dondotto just scrapes the wall, so does Scooby. Everyone else survives. J Wills up to the lead, just got past Fabuki. Nicolaides giving chase though. These three are pulling a gap to the guys behind. Thundercat, rear wheel 72 man were fighting a minute ago. They've calmed down a little bit. Shadowhunter and Dixon. Shadowhunter looks to have got past Dixon now. And Dixon, we're just looking to settle into a bit of a rhythm. Sort of business as usual behind, not really too much kicking off. Early stages, J Wills then in the Mustang. Mustang will be very good in the early stages, but I think it is a bit of a tyre killer. In fact, what I'm going to do, just in the interest of consistency, just take the tyre wear off the screen for a minute. We might stick it on later just to see what kicks off. Nicolaides then looks like he might be going for a move on Fabuki. The camera just gives me a terrible angle there, so I couldn't see him. Fabuki does well to hang it on in there though. And Nicolaides for the time being can't get this move done. Whenever Fabuki's getting the slipstream from J Wills, he'll be able to defend him relatively easily, getting 2 wheels, cocking the back end of that Subaru up a little bit. Oh, looks to be getting very rowdy there, Dixon, and the Dondotto. Did Dixon just clip the curb and it sent his car a little bit skew with? I think it might have done. These three at the back not having a great race so far. Let's check out T1's carnage again, see if everyone survives. J Wills, yep, he's alive. Nicolaides just got a tap on the wall. Oh, lots of people getting taps on the wall. Chris Mack avoids it. Scooby! Scooby, mate, you've done the exact same thing that I did. Don't worry about it. Everyone was just smashing into that. It does feel like this is settling down into a rhythm quite early on. Adey Ferry back up to 9th with Dixon. Dixon's down to 8th. I think we did see him getting a little bit sideways a little bit ago. The Lamborghini can chew its tyres up, so maybe just thinking about his tyres now. It's 25 minutes left of the race. Quite a long way to go in the grand scheme of things. Shell shock in the Audi. I would expect that car to be a lot faster around here than it's currently beating. Maybe traffic's an issue, who knows, but maybe in the next few laps we'll see that Audi coming to its own. alright until his tyres die a horrible death. Nicolaides has got past Fabuki now. Nicolaides, just let me know if I'm getting your name horribly wrong, mate, because I have a habit of doing that and I don't want to offend anyone. So, lap 3 comes to a close. It kind of looks like everything is as it should be. Jay Will's pulling out a nice little gap now. But now Nicolaides is in the clear, so to speak. He'll be looking to put a chase on for the number 1 spot. Adey Ferry's just dug a ton of his Lambo into the wall. Big Baz has smashed that wall again as well. Scooby takes it a lot more generously this time round. So the top 3 breakaway is well underway. The battle now is more for what happens behind. So Thundercat, Rear Wheel, Shadowhunter and the Don Dotter at the minute. It's all in the scrap for 4th place. So we've got in there a Subaru, 2 GTRs began. I think I saw a Lambo creeping up with Dixon, back up to 8th Dixon. So Shadowhunter and the Don Dotter there. Don Dotter's ended up going off. Shadowhunter wakes up, so I think he obviously feels responsible for that. So that's fair enough. If contact does happen and you wait for the guy, then no real issue, to be fair. Contact will happen, it's motorsport after all. That does promote Shell Shock up to 9th though. The Don Dotter can now resume in 8th. Adey Ferry 7th, Dixon 6th. And we will set 2 in 5th with Thundercat in 4th. So as it stands then, they've calmed down a little bit. Now the battle is for first. We've got J Wills defending to Nicolaides. Nicolaides has got the fastest lap of the race at 1:47.2. Don't get me wrong, he's had a bit of slipstream helping him out with that, but that's a damn good lap. So yeah, you see confirmation there, 1:47.2. Brilliant lap from Nicolaides there. He's going to go for the move for the lead. He's going to have to go the long way though, just gets it wrong on braking, just a little bit of a clip of the Armco there, just has to tuck back into it. So as it stands, we've just gone board of the Greek driver. As it stands, he's just having to follow the Mustang round. Approaching about 10 minutes into the race, I'd probably expect both of these cars to stop, given the respective tyre wear that they offer. So the question now is, will the Greek driver just try to get him on pure strategy and go for the undercut, because the undercut's quite powerful at this track. If you get some clean air, you can do an absolute blistering outlap on fresh tyres, because of the high load. There's some high load corners in here that you really do want your front end lateral grip for, and if your tyres are gone, you're not going to get it. So Nicolaides just pops his nose out. He's not close enough to make a move. J Wills just hits the wall. Nicolaides has to go to the outside. And he tries to get that Lamborghini turned in. Jay does fight that. Fabuki's trying to take advantage. So Jay had to take a real poor line into that corner then. And Fabuki just tried to take advantage of it. Thought better of it though, by looks of it, and just backed out of that move. So that is Nicolaides up to first place. He didn't have to get him on strategy after all, but the commentator cursed that, do apologise. And top 3 at line astern again. We'll come back to those in a second. We'll just have a flick through the field and see what's going on. Seems to be not much has changed here. So Thundercat, Rear Wheel, 72-man still relatively close together. A little bit of a gap to the 2 Hungarians, Dixon and Adey Ferry. 6th and 7th respectively for these guys. Very different cars though, so I'd expect those to have very different strengths. As we just see Dixon make a little bit of an error there, although Adey Ferry decides not to take advantage of it. They are teammates after all, so I'd probably expect these guys to work together, given that the teammates outside. Oh, Dixon gets it wrong again, kicks a load of gravel onto the circuit. That Lamborghini does certainly, we've seen a few people on a Lamborghini make little errors, and whether they're just driving with all their brake bias to the rear and it's just kicking the back end out. Don't really know. Not driven the car. Wouldn't know, but they just seem very lively at the minute, these things. Dondar in 8th then, just trying to get onto the back of these guys. I'd imagine he's getting a little bit of slipstream. So if the Dondar can clamber onto the back of this pack, then he should be in good stead, because that Megane's tyres will behave a lot better than the guys in front. Shadowhunter's car looks like he's been through the wars. 9th place for Shadowhunter at the minute. He did have to give that place back to the Dondotter a few laps ago, so he should be up higher given the times he's able to put in. But we've still got 18 minutes of this one remaining, so there's time for him to recover some of that. Our American cousin Shell Shock 10th for him in the Audi. It's time for him to show what he can do in that car. Chris Mack, self-confessed, not had a good time in this one. I think by what it says, his car looks to have been through the walls as well. We've seen Big Baz clamber himself into the barrier once or twice, same with Scooby. Nicolaitis up ahead though, pulling a little bit of a gap to the boys behind. Jay Wills and Fabuki still having a little bit of a scrap for 2nd place. They're probably best off at this stage as work together a little bit. I say they're having a little bit of a scrap. Doesn't look like Fabuki's being overly aggressive. We'll see if he goes for any mad overtakes or anything. But if these boys can just work together, they can keep 1st place in their sights, I reckon. I do like a nice clean paint job on that Subaru. I like non-complex liveries in a lot of respects, and that's just right for me. That simple lines, shows off the sponsors, sort of all you need, nice and clean. And then you've got the opposite, which is the P1 guys. They go to town on their liveries. They absolutely put some right effort into this. But they look good. Like, it's just not my style, but Jesus, they put a lot of time into those. So I think Thundercat's just given a bit of a flash there to rear wheel. I think they were racing quite close together. So maybe just a bit of an acknowledgement for space given or something. Who knows? Thundercat's having to drive quite on the edge in that Subaru though. I'm going to guess the tyres might be starting to go off on it. He does seem to struggle with turning so far. Audi very ahead of Dixon now. So they've swapped around somewhere along the line. Well, the Dondar has caught up to these guys now. We did say a lap or so ago that we were expecting the Megane to start reeling them in, and it has very quickly. In fact, it's going for an overtake on Dixon. Dixon's going to keep the inside line now. Oh no, Audi Ferry, sorry, my apologies. No, it is Dixon. Getting me Hungarians mixed up. My apologies, boys. Dixon's doing a good job of keeping the Dondar at bay. The Dondar's just going to have to tuck in for the time being. I did see some scrappage going on, and it was rear wheel and Thundercat. Nothing doing in the top 3. Does anyone pit? So we're roughly at about 15 minutes in. I was in the GTR, my tyres were alright. Shadowhunter's going to come in. I pitted just to try and undercut on another racer in mine. That's the only reason I pitted at 15 minutes. I was going to go a bit longer. Fabuki's not really escaping Jay Wills. Jay's just put in his fastest lap of the race, a 1:48.0. It's a damn good lap. Nicolaitis' last lap was 3.5 tenths slower than Jay's. So he has been reeling him in. So that may be a sign that tyre wear is starting just to show its head a little bit. Fabuki behind in the 1:48s for Fabuki. Pretty consistent lap times, I've got to be said. Side by side now for Thundercat and Audi Ferry. So somewhere along the line, rear wheels got past. Got past Thundercat, and now Thundercat's having to defend to the NSX. the NSX with its superior grip on corners. He's just going to get that done. I say super, the Super is one of the grippiest cars there is, but when the tyre red kicked in, it's an absolute boat. That's one of the reasons I didn't pick it. It was probably good at one track I tested it at, and it was dog crap at the rest of them. Thundercat does love getting that car on two wheels though. And for the time being, putting up a fight against Audi Ferry, but this is dragging Dixon and the Don Dotter into their scrap as well. We see a few cars up ahead in the pits now, Fubuki pits. Do any of these boys peel off? Thundercat does, so does Dixon. Shell Shock, yeah, be very surprised if he didn't pit, so does Chris Mack. There might be a few drivers who go for the no stop, because you can do it at this track. It is doable. We'll flick tyre wear back on a little bit later and just see how the tyres are coping for everyone. So the new order then, not everyone's pitted. So this may not be purely representative. Thundercat was running in 4th for a lap or so ago. He's now down in 8th, but he's got fresh tyres on. So once he's got them tyres up to temperature, he should be fine. Same for Dixon, I guess, to be fair, because they were scrapping away. Shadowhunter after his pit stops finds himself down in 11th. So lots of work to do for Shadowhunter. Meanwhile, Jay Wills assumes the lead of the race. We missed an overtake somewhere. I do apologise, guys. Quite an important one as well. An overtake for the lead. I don't think any of these guys have pitted yet. So whether their tyres are screaming in pain yet, I don't know. But Jay's currently leading this one in the Gas Monkey Mustang. Let's see if any of them peel off into the pits. I have a feeling these guys are going for the no stop. Yeah, looks like it. We're 18 minutes in and not pitted yet. Let's have a quick cheeky check on their tyre wears. Pretty similar between both of them at a manageable level, I would definitely say. Of course, two very different cars in their own right. So the Mustang's FR layout, so heavy V8 motor in the front and driven through the back wheels. The Lamborghini, mid rear mounted engine, so just behind the driver's ears, and 4-wheel drive. Rear wheel 72 man's not pitted yet. So the Don Dot hasn't either. Neither has Audi Ferry. I think the only one to have pitted in this lot is Fubuki, who was running in third for a while. He's now got a few cars to navigate if he wants to get back up there. Maybe the cars ahead will have to pit, I don't really know. I'd imagine like the Megane. I think the Megane, if we just have it, in fact I'm just going to leave this on, had it. Yeah, look, the Megane's fine. It's absolutely spot on. 10 minutes left on them tyres. Yeah, no issues at all. Scooby's doing a good job on his tyres as well, gotta be honest. Don't know why Shadowhunter's flashing the old lights, not too sure. The guys ahead are starting to see some tyre degs, so 10 minutes left to go. Rear wheel man quite a way behind, so as long as these guys can keep it on the track they'll be fine. I shouldn't imagine they'd have any massive concerns as long as they don't stack it. You see on our graphic that Audi Ferry's just peeled off into the pits. Dixon and Thundercat side by side, don't go side by side through there. God for that. Looks like they've got the move done. Is Thundercat going to try and get him on braking? Dixon's gone very deep. Thundercat just not able to take advantage of that. fairness, which is something I never thought I'd say tonight. Scooby, Shadowhunter and Adey Ferry then. Adey Ferry's going to be the one in this with fresh rubber and brand new tyres. Shadowhunters are relatively fresh. See Scooby go very deep there, that's going to allow both of those guys through. No, he's managed to keep Adey Ferry behind. And that's released Shadowhunter into 8th place. So I think if I'm one of these cars that's pitted now, the same thought process in my own race. We do know there's a few cars that can no-stop this, but will start losing pace. Are there any of those guys? The only guys are the top 4, so the top 4 haven't pitted yet, basically. Now the top 4 can pit. Sorry, the top 2 can pit and probably come out in their respective positions if they want to. I don't think they'd be willing to take that risk though. Fabuki up to 5th. Thundercat and Dixon side by side again as we go down the main straight. Let's see which one of them has the largest set of gentleman testes. I'm afraid to say it's Dixon on this one. Dixon's just a problem. Oh, gets it on the grass as well. Thundercat though, probably the way more sensible move, just backed off into T1 and then just took the right line going down into turn 2 and got that move made. That's great racecraft there by Thundercat. Dixon got a brilliant drive off that turn though, just have to back it, just back out of it though. Not really room for 2 cars there, we found that out in practice. I went side by side with some Dutch bloke through there and I think we about died. So Thundercat playing the smart game at the minute. Dixon is all over him like a tramp on chips. Shadowhunter trying to reel that pack in. We'll see if he manages that in the remaining sort of 6 and a bit minutes. He's got Adey Ferry for company though, and he's not going anywhere anytime soon. Shell Shock in 10th. 148.6 is Shell Shock's fastest lap so far, so not really exploiting the Audi to its absolute limits. Big Baz and Chris Mack, 11th and 12th respectively for these guys. I think they are just struggling with the track in fairness, and Scooby, a couple of bad laps for Scooby looking at the lap times. Back up to these boys. And they're absolutely ripping round the circuit. Still in the low 149s, even on absolutely shredded tyres, so that's just testament to just how good these guys are. I've seen some moves down at the bottom. Fabuki good fit. Right, we're gonna go and have a look at this. I'm gonna go and look at it, check this out 1 minute. This looked like it stunk of a double overtake to me, which is why I want to go back and check it. Right, so we've got a better driver than a Don Dotto. Is he going to go for that dive on rear wheel? Please don't do it. Oh, rear wheel just out-brakes himself. Double move. Check that out. Overtake of the week. It's Fabuki back up to 3rd then. And on fresh tyres, he's just going to stomp away from these guys, I'm afraid, unless they can work together. The battle for 6th is well and truly on. What's happened to Shadowhunter? Well, nothing's happened to Shadowhunter other than he's smashing himself all over the track. Sorry, for some reason I thought Shadowhunter was higher up than that. Oh, that looks a little bit leery. So we get a little bit feisty down here. Happening in this little squabble on Dixon versus Thundercat, and Dixon's ahead again, but we've seen that Thundercat doesn't mind playing the patient game. He'll happily sit behind a car for a little bit and just try and pile on the pressure that way. The Dondotter's not leaving Fubuki alone. Fubuki, even though he's on fresh rubber, as opposed to the Dondotter's shredded tyres, we've got to change at the front as well. In fact, what we're just going to do, where was that? That was here. What we're going to do is jump on board Nikolaitis, and I'll just take you for a bit of a lap of Sardegna. Great drive out that corner then. Yeah, so got the move made. I think Jay knew that was done and backed out of it. Okay, so we'll remember that Nikolaitis is on 14 lap old tyres. Forgive any errors he makes, so long start finish straight then, and what you want to be doing into T1 is just lifting as this curb on the right starts, trying to hook two wheels on the curb there and run the speed through. So you look for the 100 metre board coming down towards turn 2, that's your braking point. Start turning the car in as you take the braking out, and try and get on the power as early as you can. Looks like he's having to go side defensive here, this corner here. In most cases you just need a little bit of a lift just to help the front rotate. Nikolaitis does a good job of that there, flat through here. This next turn we're coming up to very complex. You need to be off the throttle and braking as you're turning, which always unsettles the car. You see a lot of incidents down here in practice lobbies because people are just getting used to that method of cornering. A long drag down the back straight, then this is downhill, so you pick up speed surprisingly quickly. Come down under the two inflatable bridges, spot your turning point on the right hand side, which for me was the gap in the trees. Come down off the marshal's post on the left, snatch a couple of gears, try and hug the wall, power yourself out. As you head back towards the windmills then, brake about 60 metres. Down in setting and just get the car coasted in really, ease the power on. That's where the tyre wear's kicking in. Look, you can see it's just not gripping as it should. And then flat through the first, and just as you turn left off the throttle, and then try and hook close to that apex because it'll drag you around. And that's pretty much a lap of Sardegna for you. On board with current race leader Nikolaitis G. He has got Jay Wills very close for company though. See if Jay lines himself up for a move down into turn 2. It's probably the best overtaking spot. Both drivers having excellent races, it has to be said. Fubuki's still getting a lot of pressure from the Dondotter. It just shows either the power of the Megane in terms of its strength, or just how good of a driver Dondotter actually is. He's a very quick bloke. He's stacking the pressure on the Subaru driver ahead. V-Wheel 72 in the GTR is probably struggling a little bit more. And that car will not like braking at the minute. And then it's a train. There's a big old train here for 6th place. Shadowhunter currently leads that. I don't know how he's got himself up there. He was way down a bit ago. So Shadowhunter in 6th, followed by the two Hungarians, Dixon and Audi Ferry. Shell Shock just about tagging onto the back of that. There's a little bit of a train forming now. Big Baz Thundercat way down here. Thundercat's had an incident somewhere. I'm not going to go back and look for it. But Thundercat all the way down in 11th. That is unfortunate for Thundercat. His first race back in. No change at the front. Dondotter's got past Fubuki. Oh, and he's got himself off the track. Fubuki's going to have to drive. They're going to have one more lap at it. It's approaching the last lap territory now. We've got about 40 seconds left of the race. So by the time these boys are halfway around the lap, the timer will have elapsed, and that means they're on the last lap then. So I think one of the interesting things to keep an eye on is this battle here, the battle for 6. Because this is far from decided yet. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars in contention for this. Dixon goes for the move down the inside. Let's go back and have another look at that. So Dixon just ensures himself a good run out. Shadowhunter looks to resume the racing line. Yeah, I'm not going to say that's Dixon's fault in fairness, because he would have made the corner. But Shadowhunter has come off that one quite poorly. He's back down to 8th now. Behind Shell Shock. With Audi Ferry for company. Scooby's finished, so that's Scooby done. Oh, look at this. Action right to the line. So this is Nikolaitis versus J Wills. Look at the tyres on that Lambo, they are shot to shreds. But given his times, it wasn't worth him pitting. Like, it would have lost a fair few seconds in the pits, and he's not losing that in lap time. If he can manage that car on them tyres, then do it. Like, it's not worth pitting all the time. But that's going to be a sold on first for Nikolaitis. Very close finish with him and Jay Wills. Fabuki held on to 3rd. Dondota might try and get him at the line. Let's see, it's going to be very close. Very good driving between those two. Rearwheel got 5th. Dixon, eventful race for Dixon, 6th place for him, and this one. So I'll just get that move on Shadowhunter made the last time around. Shell Shock, largely uneventful race for Shell Shock, brings home a 7th. Audi Ferry 8th, Shadowhunter in 9th. Well, it cut off then before I could give you the proper results. Well, thanks GT Sport. Anyway, as I was saying, Shadowhunter finished that one in 9th. Big Baz finished in 10th. Thundercat, I don't know what happened to Thundercat, and sorry I missed it. You might be grateful I missed it in fairness, but after a good race, 11th place, and that feels like that doesn't feel great, to be fair, to be reporting that. Chris Max said he didn't have a great race. We know what he's capable of. We saw him at Fuji last time out, so we'll see what he can do at Nürburgring in the next video. He got 12th, and then Scooby just didn't enjoy his evening, I think, on that one, and he got 13th. So the next video is going to be Nürburgring GP in the reverse grid, which always throws up a few spicy moments. Always will when you've got a first corner that's basically inviting terrorism. Yeah, we'll go to that and we'll see what happens. But thank you for tuning into this one. Don't forget to click some of the links and stuff in the description below for other people's channels and all that sort of stuff. And I shall see you later on. Bye.